Let's go Chiefs! A news story recently broke that has generated a lot of discussion among fans across the web. I'll tell you everything that happened here. But first, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel to get the latest Chiefs updates. We have some big news coming up for Sunday's matchup against the San Francisco 49ers, so let's get to it. Alright, here's the deal. Defensive end Mike Dana is officially out for Sunday's game. Head coach Andy Reid confirmed today that Dana is still dealing with a pectoral injury and will not be on the field for us. This is definitely a blow to our defense because Dana has been solid this season, bringing pressure from the edge. But as always, the next man up mentality kicks in, and we'll have to see who steps up to fill that void. Now, the other big question mark is Juju Smith-Schuster. He's currently listed as questionable due to a hamstring injury. Juju wasn't even on the injury report earlier in the week, but he was limited in practice on Thursday and Friday. So we'll have to wait and see if he can go. Having him on the field is crucial, especially with Mahomes needing his reliable targets against a tough 49ers defense. Some good news, though: running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, wide receiver Mecole Hardman, and defensive lineman Derek Nady were all listed on the injury report earlier this week, but Coach Reid says they'll be ready to go. That's a huge relief, especially since Edwards-Helaire just came off injured reserve. Having him back in the mix could be huge for the running game. We all know how physical the 49ers are, and with Dana out and Juju questionable, this game just got a little more interesting. But hey, that's what we do, we overcome challenges. Sunday's game starts at 3:25 p.m. at Levi's Stadium, and you know we'll be ready to play no matter what. So what do you think, Chiefs fans? How big of a loss is Mike Dana for this game, and do you think Juju will be able to make it on Sunday? Let me know what you think in the comments. We have something interesting today that goes a little beyond the NFL. Let's go. Now, I know we're all focused on football and how the Chiefs are doing this season, but guess who's giving the Chiefs a shout-out from a completely different sport? None other than NBA star Kevin Durant. During an appearance on Up and Adams with Kay Adams, Durant was asked which NFL team embodies the mentality of his Phoenix Suns, and without hesitation, he chose, you guessed it, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's right, Durant said, I would say the Chiefs, because we bring that championship mentality every day, baby. Now, that's pretty cool coming from a guy like Durant, who knows a thing or two about what it takes to be a champion. He's a two-time NBA champion and one of the most talented players in the game. But even Durant couldn't help but point out what we all know, that the Chiefs have dominated the NFL with a championship mentality, much like the one he wants to bring to the Suns. Kay Adams joked with Durant that the Suns haven't had quite the same kind of success as the Chiefs. In fact, the Suns haven't won a championship since their inaugural season in 1968-69. Adams even joked that perhaps the Buffalo Bills, known for coming close but not winning, might be a better comparison for the Suns. But Durant wasn't having any of that. See, no, Durant replied. Because the Bills are known for going out there and just losing. I don't want to be one of those guys, so I'd rather go with the champs and just take on that mentality. How's that for confidence? Durant is clearly looking to bring some of that Chiefs magic to the NBA this season. Now, let's be real for a second. Durant is 36 years old, and while he still has plenty of basketball left in him, there's no realistic hope that he'll lead a dynasty in Phoenix the way Mahomes is doing in Kansas City. But with the moves the Suns made over the summer, like bringing in head coach Mike Budenholzer and upgrading their roster, they're definitely in a better position to compete this year in a loaded Western Conference. It's no surprise that Durant wants to channel the Chiefs' winning mentality. Over the past 5 years, we've seen Mahomes, Kelsey, and Chris Jones turn the Chiefs into a juggernaut, and that's the kind of attitude Durant is looking for with the Suns. Will that happen? Who knows, but you have to admire the mentality. The Suns kick off their season on October 23rd against the Clippers, and it's clear that Durant is bringing that Chiefs-level championship energy with him. Let's see if he can lead the Suns to success like Mahomes and the Chiefs did for Kansas City. So, what do you think, Chiefs fans? Are you surprised to see Kevin Durant admiring our Chiefs? And do you think the Suns can really bring that champion mentality to the NBA like Durant hopes? So, with Rashee Rice dealing with an injury and our wide receiver room looking a little thin, there's a new trade rumor that could shake things up in a major way. According to an intriguing NFL analysis, the Chiefs may be eyeing a trade for none other than Tennessee Titans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. That's right, the 5-time Pro Bowler could be coming to Kansas City. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Despite recent injuries to key players like Marquise Brown and Rice, our man Patrick Mahomes has been nothing but confident in his wide receiver core. In fact, he's been praising the performance of the remaining guys, especially in that last game against the New Orleans Saints, where we saw over 300 passing yards and a solid running game. But with the trade deadline approaching, some are wondering if this receiver depth is enough to carry us through the rest of the season. Enter DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins is currently playing part-time for the Titans while he recovers from a torn MCL suffered in the offseason. Despite that, he still has talent, and the idea is that he could replace Rice without requiring a long-term commitment. Hopkins is under contract for around $6 million for the rest of the season, and he would be a free agent in 2025. A perfect fit for the Chiefs, right? This trade proposal, originally floated by ESPN's Bill Barnwell, suggests that the Chiefs don't need a speedster. They already have guys like Xavier Worthy and Mecole Hardman to do that. What they need is a reliable edge receiver, someone who can make those tough catches and give Mahomes a reliable target, especially in critical situations. And let's not forget, adding Hopkins to the mix could really open things up for our running backs and tight ends, giving our offense even more versatility. If we look at the numbers, Kansas City already has a 94% chance to win the AFC West, according to ESPN's Football Power Index. But imagine how much more dangerous we'd be with Hopkins gradually working his way into the lineup. By December and January, we could have a fully healthy DeAndre Hopkins catching passes from Mahomes. That's a scary thought for any defense in the league. Of course, trades like this don't come without a cost. We'd probably have to give up some future draft picks, but let's be realistic here. When you're in win-now mode and trying to secure another Lombardi trophy, sometimes you have to go all in. The Chiefs front office, led by Brett Veach and Andy Reid, has shown time and time again that they know how to make the right moves at the right time. If they pull the trigger on this, it could be the kind of move that puts us over the top as we head toward the playoffs. Now, some of you may be wondering about the impact on our current roster. What about Juju Smith-Schuster and the young guys like Worthy? Well, Mahomes has already said he believes in this group, and that's not going to change. Hopkins would simply add another layer of talent and experience. Plus, with Juju dealing with a hamstring issue, having another proven wide receiver like Hopkins could provide some much-needed insurance. Ultimately, whether or not this trade happens, one thing is clear: this Chiefs team is built to win. We have the talent, leadership, and determination to make another Super Bowl run. But adding a player like Hopkins could be the final piece of the puzzle that takes us to the next level. So, what do you think, Chiefs fans? Would you like to see DeAndre Hopkins in a Chiefs uniform, or are you confident in the current wide receiver core to carry us through the rest of the season? Let me know in the comments below. And before you go, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for the latest Chiefs news. We have plenty more coming, and you won't want to miss a thing. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go, Chiefs! Here's to another Super Bowl in the making.